question we get asked is how much protein should you have in a day? It all depends on your activity level. We actually, especially North American society, you get a really high amount of protein in your day. You don't actually need a lot of protein. It's like 0.8 grams for every kilo. So like a 200-pound guy needs 80 grams of protein. Now, when you're resistance training, that number goes up, and especially depending on the intensity, you at least want to double that. So, and then where you get the protein from is super important too. So, it's super relative. So if we take protein from an animal, and you're eating bacon, well, there's way more fat in there than there is protein. So that's not the best source of protein because your calories are through the roof. Now, if you're trying to diet and still get your protein intake, you want lean meats, which I always say like white is right. So your chicken, turkey, salmon, that kind of stuff. That's all lean proteins. So that's usually a good motto to go by. If it's usually darker meat, it usually has more fats. So that's one thing somebody could look at when they're picking their proteins. And usually always animal-based protein is complete protein. It's not like plant-based. You don't want all your protein coming from plants. So another question we get asked is about supplements, and specifically we talk about BCAAs, branched-chain amino acids. All protein is made up of amino acids. So there are 3 specific amino acids for protecting muscle mass. Now, when you exercise, you're actually damaging muscle tissue. So the idea behind that is taking these amino acids while you work out, helping you to have better workouts, protecting that muscle mass while you train, giving you, they'd say, increased intensity. But realistically, 95% of your results are diet and exercise. So I'm not discrediting supplements. We carry supplements, we sell them. But if you're going to take supplements and say get results from them, that's not going to happen. It's a whole picture thing. So when you take supplements, it's only a small part of the picture. So you're not going to see crazy gains. And it's like with everything, it's going to be consistency. The biggest thing to take is protein, and that has BCAAs in it. It has all those amino acids, the branch chains as well. So if you take that, you get it anyways. But to give you a little bit of a boost, you can include your BCAAs, and you take them during your workout. I always tell people it's not going to hurt you if you want to drink like a juice or something like that. A lot of them taste really good now, so you could pop half a scoop in your water and drink that instead of drinking a pop. And that's not going to hurt you at all. Obviously, everything in moderation. You don't want to go overboard, but if you take a little bit in some water instead of your pop, it's a way better choice. So with meal prepping, a lot of it is about time. So one of the biggest things people use is prepping their entire week on a Sunday or on a weekend or a day you have off. Just taking that day and cooking all your meals and getting them all prepped for the week. It goes back to that consistency thing and then planning to be consistent. So taking a day, taking a couple hours, portioning all your food correctly, putting it in some jars, and then just grabbing it out of the fridge or the freezer and throwing it in your lunch or your when you get home from work, you just grab it out of the fridge and then you're all set. So that's an awesome way to plan and not have anything kind of throw you off schedule. One thing that's used most often as a meal is chicken, rice, veggies. It's pretty simple to do. Everybody can do it. And you can prepare that pretty easy. You take 4 or 5 chicken breasts, whatever, and you can cook them all at the same time, portion out the rice, portion out your veggies, and then slap them all together. That's something I like to do. That's something that's big in the world of fitness, so you can easily do that. And then, just so you don't get bored week to week, you can sub out the meats. You could do ground chicken or ground turkey, changing stuff up like that. You can do pastas. You can just go whole grain, but making sure that portion is key. There isn't essentially, I don't think there's bad food. I mean, you want to stay away from sugars and trans fats, but other than that, everything else is good. You just got to have moderation. That's the biggest key. And then we give a chart a lot of the time to our members, but knowing portions is huge. If you go to a restaurant, a lot of the times when I go, I can split a meal with somebody else, because usually they're giving you a portion that's set for at least 2 people, or take the other half home. So portion control is very important. If you're eating a cup of rice, you're looking at about 140 calories. So you're getting a lot more food for similar amount of calories. If you had a tablespoon and a half of peanut butter, you're looking at the same amount of calories. But you have 2 people sitting there and eating a salad. This person has 3 tablespoons of dressing on their salad. At 100 calories a piece, it's 300 calories. And then they throw some bacon bits or something like that, and you have a 1,000-calorie salad. While you're sitting next to them, you take that bacon out, you take the dressing out, and you're looking at 500 calories. So you guys look like you're eating the same thing. They might think they're being super good, they're succeeding in their goals, and really, they're not. It's awareness, it's portion control. So we always give our clients a sheet that kind of gives them an idea of what their portions should look like and how to measure those out just by using your hand, your fist, and then kind of applying that. So people always have an issue when they go to restaurants, and they might try and pick something that's healthier. Now, again, portions are a huge thing. So when you walk in and you get a meal, they want to give you the best value. They want to make sure they're doing their job. But when you look at a plate, if you need a serving of meat on there, you want your chicken breast or your steak, you can use your fist, for example, or your palm. 3 ounces of meat, just the size of your palm, right? When you put that steak in there and it's over twice the size, you're actually getting 2.5 times the calories you wanted, right? And then you come and say to your trainer or your instructor or friend or whatever you're asking when you're asking about dieting, saying, hey man, I'm making all the right choices. When realistically, you have 3 times the amount of food you should have had. A cup of rice is the size of about a fist. And again, you look at that portion, again, you're out at a restaurant, they give you 2 or 3 portions. It's a huge serving, right? You don't need to eat all that. Make it 2 meals, split it up, eat half, save the rest for later.